Hi everyone, NoStopN here, but my friends call me Keith. And I look at the calendar and I see it is January 1, 2025. So, it's time to make some New Year's resolutions. Okay, not resolutions. Let's call them 2025 goals. Goals, things that you want to accomplish, but are not going to sit here and guilt trip yourself over if you don't make it. One of the first goals I guess I need to do is make some cool videos for this channel. Now, what I think is cool, what you think is cool, completely different, or sometimes the same. But I'd like to come up with something that's just more popular, something that's got to get the views. Everybody does this. They don't do it necessarily because it's a passion project. They do it because they want the views. Maybe some people want the attention. Some people are trying to get ad revenue. It is nice. But everybody does it for their own specific reason. Now, if for any reason I became popular enough that I had thousands upon thousands of viewers, then I might consider something like a Patreon, but I feel like right now it's a bit premature. The second thing is, on a personal level, I want to get out of debt. And when I say debt, I mean this piddly, ankle-biting, barely there, but just enough to irritate you. It's like having a piece of sand in the crack of your pee hole. That's got to go. That's just all of it. All of it. That includes the plastic from the bank, aka the credit cards. So, what are we going to do with that? Well, obviously we're going to focus and attack.
I want you to visualize and then attack. Can you handle that?
I tried.
And then we're going to move on to the next one and focus and attack. And then the next one after that and focus and attack. So, you're not really going to get any of them wiped out until you start on one of them. And once you get the one knocked out, don't go back to it. It's gone, it's paid, it's done, it's over. You can do without it. Because now you have more money. So even if you kept the next bill on the same trajectory, you still got extra money to do what you want to do with in your life. Pretty good advice. The third thing, another personal goal, is I'm going to win my buddy's fantasy football tournament this year. That's my goal. That's the reason why it's called a goal, not a resolution. Of course, the goal requires input on my part. So I got to do my part in order to fulfill that goal. Next up, whether I want to or not, I'm going to have to fix my Tahoe. Like I said, I don't know if you guys want a video on it or not, but I gotta fix it. It's the daily. The cool thing is, on New Year's Eve, I usually take a trip back to visit my buddy, whom I'm planning to beat him and win his whole fantasy football tournament this year. But on New Year's Eve, I usually go back to my previous residence, and I actually found a completely unopened repair manual for the Tahoe. Not a factory one, but an aftermarket repair manual that covers, Tahoes and Yukons and Silverados and Sierras and basically all those vehicles. My next goal is I'm going to actually have to learn how to use this thing. Hey, what are you still doing there? That's right, it's a 3D printer. As if I didn't have enough geeky, nerdy, technical stuff to deal with in my day-to-day life, I tried to add a 3D printer. Now, a lot of you are going to look at me and go, okay, big deal. Well, it kind of is a big deal for me. Both my wife and myself had wanted one. And, when I bought this on Black Friday of 2024, I really didn't know what to make of it. I was excited. I thought I could do everything with it. And I'm coming to find out that there are some limitations. I just have to understand how every material, some brands of material, heat settings, layer thickness settings, all this stuff plays into account in how good your stuff is. Now, in a perfect world, I'd be able to pick up a roll of filament and be able to print out a bunch of cool crap on the bed, and then, hey, why not sell it? If it's useful to people out there, it'd be great. But I'd actually probably find a way to not only print it, sell it, but it's actually kind of a fun looking process. And much like a lot of other YouTubers out there, they stick their cameras right there on that printer and basically time lapse it. So there may be a few time lapse videos put out here. It's mostly one for cool to see how it goes from an empty bed up to this design that you put in, and some of it's just cool because maybe just watching the machine do its thing is a little therapeutic. And of course, other goals include things such as, getting rid of stuff I don't need. This could go from anything from electronics to car parts. Yes, I still have car parts from cars that I've owned and actually haven't owned in years. So there's going to be a focus really on less clutter and more focus. It's going to be a focus on focus for 2025. Oh yeah, one of those focuses is on me. That's right, I'm going to make the usual goal, not resolution, goal, to thin down a little bit in 2025. Now I know full well it can be done because I did it back in 2019. It's not impossible. Maybe when you're starting off it feels like punishment, but once you start seeing the results, when those results come in, when there's a little less double chin, when I can actually take a look down at my feet without having to lean forward to see the toes, then we know that we're on our way. You know it's good, and it's only gonna get better from here. So, today, day one, and we have 364 of them to go. Let's do the best we can with it. I'm going to do everything I can to make it productive. And until the next time, we'll be seeing you.